Hey guys, this is Ryan from DetectApple.com, and today I have an overview of Windows 8. I promised this after I did my review on how to actually get Windows 8 on your Mac or PC computer. If you want to learn how to do that, then there will be a YouTube link in the description below, and I will teach you how to do that. So basically, I'm going to be showing you around Windows 8. This is going to be part 1 of 2 of my Windows 8 overview, I guess you could say. So first off, what I'm going to be showing you is the lock screen, which you are viewing right now. This is basically the lock screen where it has the time and the date, and it shows you that it's currently charging, your laptop is, and you are connected to the internet. If you want to get off this, you're basically going to pull up and it will bring up your login screen. Now this is typical for all Windows computers, XP, Windows 7, and Vista, but they never really had a smooth UI like they do now. So I'm going to be able to log in right here, but first off, there is some buttons down here, and you're actually going to be able to access ease of access in here. You're going to be able to have the narrator. This is where you're actually going to be able to have someone speak to you everything you do, which is kind of annoying if you ask me, but I guess if you like it, then you like it. And then the magnifying glass, which you can choose right here. You can zoom in and things. And then the on-screen keyboard. I thought that was pretty cool, because if you don't have a keyboard currently hooked up, you're going to be able to use the onboard keyboard before you can set it up on Windows. So if we go back in there very quickly, you can turn on high contrast, sticky keys, or filter keys. And also you can turn on or off your PC right here. You can click shutdown or restart. And let's go ahead and log in now with my password. Now I'm going to log in here. This is going to take a few moments to log in. Now what you are currently looking at right here is the start menu. I know if you are a Windows 7 and Windows XP user, you are probably like, what is this? Well, this is your new start menu basically, and there's a lot to look at here. They have the Metro user interface here with all the tiles. They are colorful and it really brightens up everything, I'd say. And basically everything that you see right here comes stock on your Windows 8 computer. And then if you look right here, you will see Windows Explorer. This is basically a folder, and most of your icons that you download that aren't coming from the Windows Store, or should I say application store, they are going to look like this Windows Explorer icon. They're not going to have the colorful icons and stuff like that. So now what I'm going to be going over is the 5 icons on the right. If we actually go down here, you will see it brings up a menu of 5 icons, and you'll see up here we have search. We're going to be able to search our computer, and we're going to be able to share things on our computer, including pictures or files and etc. And then if you click start, it's actually going to bring you back to the start menu if I weren't on it. And right here is devices. It shows me the devices that are currently hooked up to my computer, and I basically don't have any devices right now. It says start can't send to any devices. And now if we go back in there, there is one more menu I could show you guys. This one is the settings panel. This is pretty self-explanatory. We have start up here, settings, and help. And down here we have network. This is where we're going to actually edit our network settings, including internet. And you're going to be able to turn your volume on by clicking this button. This is the mute button. You can turn it on, turn the volume up, down. And if you had a computer that is a laptop, you're going to be able to change the brightness settings. And then notifications, this is basically where they start to copy Mac and Apple, because they never used to have notifications like this before. And if you click on it, you can actually enable them or disable them. And then this is the power on and off. This is how you're going to power your computer off or restart it. And then English, you're going to be able to change your actual language. Now if you want more settings, you can go to more PC settings, and this is where you get a broad selection of settings. So first off, in personalize, you'll see lock screen. You're going to be able to change your lock screen picture. There's many to choose from, and if you even wanted to change it to your own picture, you're going to be able to do that by clicking browse. And down here, you're also going to be able to add applications to your lock screen. So if you wanted a calendar or Hotmail messaging or something of that sort, you're going to be able to do that. And if we go to start screen, you're going to be able to change the color of your start screen. I prefer a greenish color, and that's what I have it on, but you can turn it to basically any other color. I wish they did have some lighter colors, because I like the green and all, but I would like a lighter color green. And then you can also change the background. There's many designs to choose from. And now over to account picture. If you want a login picture for your account, you're going to be able to browse or actually take one with your webcam. On to the next menu is users. This is where you're going to be able to change your account password, picture password, and PIN. So your password is what I typed in to log in, and then the picture password is where it really gets interesting. You're going to be able to use a picture, and you're going to be able to use some swipe settings on your mouse to actually log in. Now you can also use the password and the picture password together for extra security, or you can just use one or even no password. And you could also create a PIN. You can create, I think, a 4-digit PIN if you wanted to, and that is for extra security. And you could add more users right here if you wanted to. Now over to notifications, you're going to be able to enable notifications for your applications. You can show app notifications on your lock screen if you wanted to. You can enable sounds for your notifications, and you can choose what applications have notifications. So now onto the next menu is search. You're going to be able to delete your search history, and you're going to be able to basically turn on the search history on basically any of your applications here. And if we go over down to share, our next tab, we're going to be able to choose how frequently we want to share our information on our computer with other companies. So basically we have items on the list here. I don't have any other apps to share other than mail, but you guys may have more if you actually use Windows 8 for a while. I actually just downloaded it. And now we go over to the general tab. This is basically where we set up our time, daylight savings, our misspelled words if you want autocorrect on. And if we go down, we have refresh your PC without affecting files. This is one feature I really like, because every few months I like to actually restore my computer, and I don't want my files to be affected, so obviously I'm going to choose that. And then usually once or twice every few years I actually reset my PC. I would usually just delete all my files, but now they made it a lot easier, because you'll be able to click a button and reset everything on your computer. It'll delete all the files and everything like that, and it'll make your computer a lot faster. And then you could choose to have an advanced startup if you have a USB boot or a DVD boot or something like that. Now if we go down to the next menu, privacy, this is where you're going to be able to set up your privacy settings, whether you want applications to use your picture and your name when you're using an application. And you're going to be able to set up basically anything related to privacy in there. Now onto devices. This shows me all the devices hooked up to my computer. So it shows basically I have a USB tablet, headphones, my monitor, and etc. I'm going to be able to add more devices just right here. This is kind of like the Windows 7 version of adding devices onto my computer, but it actually brings more of a cool user interface to it. Now wireless basically shows all the wireless devices I have connected to my computer, but I have none obviously. And ease of access, this is where I'm basically going to be able to set up the settings, which I actually showed you on my startup screen. I think it was I showed you the narrator settings, high contrast, and etc. Sync your settings. If you want to actually sync your settings to this computer, you're going to be able to turn it on, turn personalized, desktop personalization, ease of access. You're going to be able to sync all your settings to your Windows 8 computer. And then the home group, this is pretty self-explanatory to Windows 7 users. You're basically going to be able to share files between your computers, and this is going to be able to use across different operating systems. So Windows 7 can share with Windows 8 and etc. Now the next menu is Windows Update. You're going to be able to update your computer here every time you need an update. And that's pretty much all for the settings right there. Now if we go back to the start menu, we can basically go over the store. This is a store where you're going to be able to download applications. This is sort of like the Mac Store, application store you have on Apple, which I think in my mind is copying, because Microsoft never used to integrate their App Store with their computer like they did right here. But it actually is nice if you actually look at it. They have the nice tiles, and even some of the tiles have pictures on them, but it really depends on how integrated they are with Windows 8. So apparently the store does not want to work now, but basically you can download applications and they will appear on your start menu. If you don't know what the start menu is, here it is. It would appear as a block on here. So let me show you an example of a game. This is Pinball right here. This used to come on all the Windows computers, but this is an upgrade version from Xbox Live, I think. So here we go. It'd basically start off the game and I could play it, but as I'm on a virtual box, this is going to take a lot of my computer's RAM up and it's going to run very slow. So I'm not going to go and play a game right now. Let's go back to the start menu here, and then we can go over to our desktop. Yes, there is going to be a desktop. It's just like Windows 7 and Windows Vista and Windows XP, except the start menu is a lot different than it was on all those operating systems. Now you are going to be able to have icons on your desktop just like you are able to on a Windows 7, Windows XP, and Windows Vista computer, but you actually had to have them on your computer. Now they do have the task panel down here just like they do on the other computer. You can click right and you could set up your screen resolution, personalization, and everything like that. You can access the internet just like normal. And here you go, it opened up MSN. We can exit out. And here is another cool feature of this. If we go over to the top left, you're going to notice a little box pops up. And this is basically all my current open applications. So I can switch between every single window I have open currently. Now this might take up a bit of your computer's RAM, I'm not really sure, but Windows 8 is said to take up less system requirements as did Windows 7. So hopefully that fixes and makes up for the problem. Now guys, that is it for my mini review of Windows 8. I will be sure to come back and show you a lot more features of Windows 8 in an upcoming video, hopefully in this next week. I'll be sure to show you some of the applications, how you use them, and everything of that sort. But this is basically going over the settings and what you could expect out of Windows 8. So how do you guys like Windows 8 so far? If you ask me, I think this isn't going to be like a Windows XP, which is one of the biggest operating systems Windows has ever made. I think this is going to be another Vista. It's going to be horrible. And really, if Microsoft is going to make a change this big, it's not going to run out good, because the older crowd who use Windows, they're going to be massively confused with this, because this is really way different than what we're used to on Windows 7 and Windows XP. I mean, at least Windows XP, 7, and Vista were comparable, but this is way different. I don't think a company should be making this big of a change after all their other operating systems were alike. Now guys, that wraps it up for this review. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in Apple news, rumors, and jailbreak updates, check out detectapple.com. And I'll see you guys in the next one.